After getting a lot of media attention during and after their championship parade regarding their potential offseason questions, the Golden State Warriors have been quiet so far in terms of free agency additions. They did recently make their first move for former NBA champion Donte DiVincenzo, who they have reportedly signed on a $9.3 million deal for 2 years with a player option. The move has been lauded as a great move. Let's take a deeper look as to why this is a good deal for the Golden State Warriors, but before that, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell for updates on the best NBA content. The Warriors are looking to reload and repeat as champions, and naturally, some changes will have to be made. Some players will be lost and others will be acquired, but the Warriors already know the ingredients they need for next year. They also drafted Patrick Baldwin with their first-round pick, a very exciting prospect who will now be part of the up-and-coming young core for the Golden State Warriors. Donte DiVincenzo's time in the league. First, let's follow Donte DiVincenzo's young career in the NBA. DiVincenzo was a two-time champion coming out of college powerhouse Villanova and was selected by the Milwaukee Bucks with the 17th overall pick in the 2018 NBA draft. DiVincenzo was coming off the bench for the Bucks in his first season before becoming a solid rotational player in his second season. DiVincenzo became a starter for the Bucks in his third season, sliding into the shooting guard position. This season might have been his best so far in his career, as he started 66 games and averaged career highs in points, 10.4 points per game, assists, 3.1 per game, rebounds, 5.8 per game, and knocked down a respectable three-point percentage, 37.9%. DiVincenzo was a vital cog in the Bucks machine that season, and it was assumed to be a tough loss when he went down with a torn ligament in his left ankle in the first round of the playoffs. He was quickly ruled out for the remainder of the playoffs, and although he was missed because of his production and defense, the Bucks managed well without him en route to their first championship in decades. Unfortunately, DiVincenzo was still out of action going into his fourth season and returned halfway through the season in late 2021. While working his way back from his injury, the Bucks decided to trade him at the deadline to the Sacramento Kings. DiVincenzo finished out the season with the Kings, played 25 games, and recorded 10.3 points per game, 3.6 assists per game, 4.4 rebounds per game, 1.5 steals per game, and a 36.8% three-point percentage. It was solid production for a player coming off a long injury, but DiVincenzo will look to improve on these numbers. Going into the offseason as an unrestricted free agent, the Golden State Warriors signed DiVincenzo on a 2-year, $9.3 million deal, with a player option in the second year. Donte DiVincenzo player profile. DiVincenzo has shown himself to be one of the first options off the bench, and can even plug himself into the starting shooting guard position. While he's no primary scoring option, leaving him alone in space can backfire, with a career 34.7% clip from behind the arc. DiVincenzo is also an above-average rebounder at the guard position despite his 6'4" frame. On defense, DiVincenzo is a good off-ball defender and has averaged over a steal per game in his career. Injuries have plagued him since he entered the league, and he has yet to play a full season in the NBA. That is something to keep an eye on for both DiVincenzo and the Warriors organization. Warriors offseason analysis. Despite winning a championship a few weeks earlier, the offseason has been somewhat bleak for the Golden State Warriors. Financial constraints have hit the Warriors, leading to a certain departure that they had hoped to avoid. Guard Gary Payton II signed with the Portland Trail Blazers on a 3-year, $28 million contract after the Warriors couldn't give him a better deal. Otto Porter Jr. also left the team, although the Warriors did manage to re-sign center Kevon Looney. There are some question marks related to Andrew Wiggins' future, with the possibility of Kevin Durant making a return. But Payton II's departure left a hole in the team that needed his unique defensive skill set and offensive outlet. The Warriors front office was left to scramble for an adequate replacement that could somewhat fill the gap that Payton II left behind. DiVincenzo is a solid replacement. We will just have to see how quickly he can adjust to Steve Kerr's style of play, as well as staying as healthy as possible. Deal analysis. The Warriors have signed DiVincenzo in what seems to be a prove-it deal. After an injury that kept him out for about half of the season, DiVincenzo seemed to have returned to his pre-injury production levels, averaging slightly over 10 points and 4 rebounds a game with the Sacramento Kings. He also put up career-high averages in assists, 3.6 a game, and steals, 1.5 a game, and a 36.8% rate from three-point land. With a player option in his second year, the Warriors are incentivizing good production from DiVincenzo, which may secure him a role with the team in the future or set him up for a better deal elsewhere. While very few can match what Gary Payton II brought defensively, DiVincenzo is certainly no scrub. He has a 6'6" wingspan, 42-inch vertical jump, and quick hands to get some steals. He has an above-average defensive presence, especially off the ball, as well as a good defensive IQ. This can help give Klay Thompson some valuable rest during games and the postseason. His productive rebounding ability also gives the Warriors some presence on the glass from the guard position. DiVincenzo has the potential to have a bigger impact on offense, as he can space the floor and knock down the three-pointer when needed. In a team full of elite shooters, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole, at the guard position, DiVincenzo will likely become a high-level backup, as was Payton II. Best of all, the Warriors managed to secure him on a tax-friendly contract. Given their luxury tax situation, this was one of the best signings they could have made for a solid player. There are questions about DiVincenzo that the Warriors will have to address. His durability stands out as a big concern, especially since he is coming off the back of an injury that he still hasn't fully recovered from in terms of level of play. Furthermore, DiVincenzo's athleticism and defensive ability don't stack up to what Payton II brought to the table. It remains to be seen if DiVincenzo is the adequate replacement the Warriors were looking for, or if the organization was just looking to sign anyone they could on a cheap deal. Donte DiVincenzo's 2-year deal with the Warriors looks like two parties in a mutually beneficial agreement. DiVincenzo is looking to return to his pre-injury level of production in an organization with a strong culture, and to potentially improve his game to jump to that next level. The player option in his contract gives him the push to prove himself to not only his current team, but others around the league, while also giving him a safety blanket. The Warriors have managed to secure what seems to be a suitable replacement for Gary Payton II, and on a deal that does not stretch their current financial capabilities. While concerns persist about DiVincenzo's durability and skill set, the Warriors should pat themselves on the back for making a low-risk, high-reward signing. His experience as an NBA champion should also help a team full of champions. Even since his days at Villanova, we know he is not afraid of the big stage. He's made for these moments, and let's see if he will continue to showcase that with the Golden State Warriors. What do you guys think? Do you believe the Warriors made the right signing? Should they look to further bolster their guard depth? Will DiVincenzo get adequate playing time when there are at least 3 guards in front of him in the rotation? What will DiVincenzo's health look like this season? Can he help the Warriors win yet another ring? We'll have to wait and find out, but until then, make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more NBA stories from around the league. Free agency is well underway with more exciting news every day. Stay tuned for more. We will see you in the next video.